Our time in Australia continues to just dwindle so fast. So sad. And I have a lot of content that I'll share later, but got to get that video out. So here's my video of the week. Just wanted to recap real quick the GUZZLER. It was a tough race, and I very much underestimated it. And I think one of the biggest things, although I knew it was going to be a challenge, was the elevation. I just didn't know in what type it was going to come in, what form, because Brisbane isn't known for its mountains, and so I am used to kind of going up for a long period of time and down for a long period of time, but this was just a constant up and down to 5,000 meters or 15,000 feet of elevation gain, and so it was really hard to get a rhythm. I felt like I started out strong. I mean, I wanted to get a top 10 finish, but by the time 20 people had passed me within the first few kilometers, I knew that that wasn't going to be the case, and so buckled down and just kind of decided to run my race, but it was going to take a while. And so the first half felt really well. Got to a point where I was cramping. I don't think I had enough electrolytes. Cramping in my right hamstring. Ooh, hold on, motorcycle. It's a motorcycle gang. But started getting some cramping in my right hamstring, and also kind of struggling with some GI issues. I was taking some higher carb tailwind, which I think was helping a lot, giving me a lot of good energy, but I haven't practiced enough with it to allow that to really understand how it affects my stomach. And so I was battling that, running, slow pace, in the heat, a lot more humid than I'm used to. I wouldn't say very humid, but just more than I'm used to. And got not quite halfway, but met up with another American. I think the accents attracted, and started running with this med student named Abby, and it was just a great distraction because she was chatting a lot with me, and I was able to kind of push through the cramps and push through whatever GI issue I was having to get a solid 10 to 13 miles. Got to the halfway, and it just was a slog. The ups and downs and ups and downs, and the trails were quite nice. There were I'd say 3 spots that it got quite technical, and you're going almost straight down and straight up, and they had quite a bad storm earlier this year that had trees down, but there were parts where I'm running through a eucalyptus forest. There's parts where I could hear the birds, and it was beautiful, and very peaceful. I then just started to get fatigued and frustrated. A lot of people kept passing me, and I got to a point where I was considering quitting at the next aid station because it just was not coming, but kept pushing through, kept going, and eventually got to a point where I just realized I was going to finish, but it was not going to be pretty. Wanted to get under 20 hours, and I was pushing for that, and I thought I was on track. I thought I only had a 5K left, when in reality it was like 7. And so I missed the 20-hour cutoff, but finished in under 21 hours. Such a cool race. I would do it again, but I would train completely differently, and got to get in the gym. That's the lesson. I've got to get in the gym, build more muscle, build more strength if I'm going to continue to improve. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. Please like, subscribe. It would be very helpful. And we'll see you again next week for more content, because right now I'm on vacation and it's been really hard. But I've got some good stuff, recording a lot of fun stuff.